I want to establish it now. I'm not somebody that's going to be giving it to you soft. I'm not a sugar coater. 80%, 99% of the world is going to give it to you soft. I'm not going to give it to you soft. Come here if you want the truth. If you don't want the truth, go somewhere else. I don't care. Are you actually that jobless? Go find a hobby. Find something to do with your time. Time is the most important thing, and you rather give it to these people that don't even use social media, that created it as much as you're using it more than them. Oh my god, man. Do people still do that? I don't want to say that in a patronizing way, but I'm just like, that's so bad for you. And I'm saying this because I've done it. A wise man once said, "Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are." I think they need to update that statement to, "Show me your screen time and I'll tell you who you are." I'm not going to break this into like segments or anything. I'm just going to freestyle here. You need to get your screen time down, my friend. If your screen time is over 4 hours in a day, and that's been very lenient, you have a problem. You have a problem. And this is not coming from some guy on a pedestal. My screen time used to be 8 hours. The average person spends 6 to 8 hours on your phone on a daily basis. If you spend 8 hours on your phone on a daily basis, that's 121 days a year you're spending. It's actually terrifying. It's not only terrifying, it's disgraceful, it's embarrassing, it's a shame, it's a waste. It's a problem. It's a problem. I don't want to be here and say I don't use social media. I'm completely off social media. I've definitely been at points like that. But one thing I'm starting to realize is that balance is important. But it is strange to me how it's normalized to use something every single day of our lives, like year on year on year on year now. I'm sure there are people, and I don't need to guess because this was me for a while, that use social media every single day. There's so many things in this world now that are normalized that are so strange, and that's why you really have to judge yourself by your own morals and what's actually normal objectively and not societally, because society may accept things that are strange. Like, what else in this world can we say that is normal to do on a daily basis every single day for years on years on years? Since Instagram became popular, let's say 5 years ago, I'm sure there have been people that use Instagram 350, let's say 350 or 352 days in a year, 300 days, and that's being like lenient again. I know there are people that use social media every single day of the year. It's like a part of your routine. You have to get your screen time down. What am I going to do with all that free time? That's the point. You don't even know what to do with the free time because you have not even given yourself that free time to discover what you gravitate to. It's so strange. There are times I've spent months on social media completely cold turkey, and those are the times I feel most myself. I feel present. I feel focused. I remember I was watching a video from somebody and he said something so informative and it kind of struck a chord in my brain. It's like they take you away from who you are. You add social media into the mix, it starts showing you other people's successes, other people's failures. I remember I was watching a video and someone said something that really resonated with me. It's like, when you refrain from all these stimulants that come from social media, you then get closer to who you actually are. I feel like we've lost ourselves, which is bound to happen when every day we see sadness, we experience envy, we experience jealousy because of all the things we're seeing online. You don't even have time to be who you are, spend time with you are. Your mind is too muddled. And I can say this because I don't even spend, my screen time I think now is 2 hours a day, and that would be high because I use my phone to record. But like, if I see my screen time is over 2 hours, I'm like, what was I doing? And now I like that because it's balanced. This obviously depends on your lifestyle. Use your phone very consciously. Don't use it to kill time. Like, if you have free time, and this is not just to tell people, this is for me myself, but it's becoming habitual now. Also, I just find social media to be boring as well at this point. It's just cyclical, especially when you spend time off it and then you go back on it. You're like, this is just a never-ending cycle. It seems like it's something new all the time, but like, ultimately it's something new that passes, something new that passes, something new that passes. And you do have to find balance because you do have to be in the loop, but you don't have to be immersed in it on a daily basis. Like, what are we doing with our phones, man? I know, wow, another guy talking about phones. I'm not going to start talking about it because it's one of those things that's poisonous to the people of the world, especially younger now. Like, if I ever have kids, I don't know how I'm going to determine your relationship with phones. I remember watching this documentary called Abstract. It talks about people, designers and creatives. The guy who actually designs Instagram interface has two young kids. He does not let them use Instagram. To be fair, I don't think I need to be here and talk about the negative aspects of social media on a mass level, because I feel like we all know the impacts of social media. They've been publicized now constantly. As a human being, as an individual, you need to create a healthy and sustainable relationship with your phone. Show me your screen time and I'll tell you who you are. Yes, because that shows me what you're doing with your time. I remember somebody I know showed me their screen time and it was 14 hours. I almost got sick, and even till now it still makes me quite scared. When I see people with such high screen time, I tend to be avoidant of them, because it shows me one thing, that they don't value time. It shows me that they don't value time. You're spending your whole life on your phone. I don't want to be cynical here, but I'm like, if you've mastered your relationship with your phone, you're actually 10 steps ahead of the average person. You're getting chased by bandits. Just throw them a phone, honestly. They'll just stand there and just look at it, and you can just run away and do what you need to do. That's how distracting and captivating it is. You need to go completely cold turkey, which is what I did, and then build your habit back up. And that's the thing about phones. That's how you know they're so pernicious, because you can spend 2-3 months off a phone, but the day you pick it up again, you can very easily fall back into that habit. It's incredible. I don't use my phone a lot, and now I guess if I'm scrolling on Instagram, it doesn't take me too long before I get bored. I guess I don't have TikTok. I've heard that's the ultimate of the social medias. I feel like I'm so oblivious sometimes, because when that came out to me, I was like, oh, new social media is coming out. This isn't gonna last long. I heard Trump wanted to ban it, and then it didn't get banned, and then next thing I know, it's the biggest thing ever, and I still hear it's the biggest thing ever, and I will use it to get my message out and my videos out. But up until now, I was like, do people still want to be like clawed by these social medias? Like, I'm like, are people not aware now that these things are draining us? It's so strange to me how there's a new social media and people flock to it. Like, what more social medias do we need? I'm like, are you actually that jobless? Go find a hobby. Find something to do with your time. Time is the most important thing, and you rather give it to these people that don't even use social media, that created it as much as you're using it more than them, and they created it. I remember I was listening to a podcast and the guy was like, pick what you want to care about. You can't care about everything. When something happened in the news, initially came into the news, I was cold turkey on social media, and my friends were talking about it, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And they were like laughing at me, obviously, because this was headline every news station, and I was like, I don't really care, I'm sorry, like, it's not going to affect me. Gradually, as time went on, they stopped caring as well. So it's like dopamine. It's like the new thing to care about, like, care about what affects you. That's how you can actually produce the most change in your life. That's what this person was saying on this podcast. He was like, we care about so much stuff that we ultimately might as well not care about anything. Care about the things you can control. Care about the things that affect you. That's how we can actually enact the most change. Not that you want to care about everything. My friend Zach, my engineer, said there's 2 ways to confuse a man: too little information and too much information. To be actually enlightened, you have to be willing to be ignorant in some things. People are impressed. Oh, I know the latest thing on the news. I'm so well informed. Before, I used to be so enthused by like random stats and like random facts. I'm like, okay, why? Why? Like, why? So I can impress people, or I can like fill my brain with nonsense? Like, I'd rather care about what matters to me and what pertains to me and what can help me help other people and what can help me help myself or help me help the community I'm in. This is how the world obviously carries out change, by helping the people who need help, but like, to be consumed by it. I remember I was in America, people like the news, it's on, and I was just watching the news, and obviously American news is more polarizing than any other news in any other nation. And I was watching it, not willingly, but just because it was on, and I was thinking, this is actually a reality TV show. And I was watching the news from like a bird's eye view. And I'm like, these people actually love carnage. The people that work in these news stations, they love this because it's another reason to hook people. They make all this stuff so sensational. Like, you're watching the news, it's called the news, but they have nothing good to say. And yet, look at this world we're in. We have phones that can tell us what's happening anywhere in this world. We have a phone that has eradicated the need for maps, eradicated the need for torches, eradicated the need for music players, eradicated the need for SOS, eradicated the need for cameras. Every day there's good news, but it's called the news, bad news. Why? Because people gravitate more to fear. Anyway, this was supposed to be on social media, but it's like, I don't know, people who spend too much time on their phones, I don't judge anybody, but I judge that aspect of them. I've been there and I still have to be mindful of it every day. But if you're not actively conscious of the amount of time you spend on your phone, you just have too much time to kill, man. Like, find a hobby, start reading, start watching stuff. Like, I'd rather watch a film than be on my phone. At least that makes me focus on one thing, and that doesn't destroy my focus. When I feel my concentration is dissipated and I feel unsettled, I just have to ask myself, probably been on my phone too long in the past few days. That's usually my starting point when I feel unsettled. Have I been on my phone too much? And that's usually the case. That's how they're getting you. Every single time they're trying to find a new way to control you, intentionally, unintentionally. This is not conspiracy theory. Like, we're now controlled by our phones. Obviously, whoever invented phones wasn't like, okay, this is a way to control people. That's not what I mean. But now we are controlled by our phones because that's how the people at the top make money. So they're trying to keep us on their phones. Not because they have some nefarious plan to destroy the human race. I don't think that. That's just how they make money, by keeping people on their phones. I'm recording this video on my phone, but that's me using the phone, not the phone using me. Bars. I'm just so out of the loop sometimes. It's just weird to me how people are still like so infatuated by the whole phone thing. I guess that's not a helpful statement, but be mindful of your phone. Try to get your phone down. My mom's always been like, it's a bit weird how you're rarely ever in the same room with your phone. Like, I leave my phone the same way I treat my car keys. When I need my phone, I go near it. When I don't need my phone, it's not in the same room as me. Like, it's on, I have a little like cupboard when I enter my house. I leave it there, or I leave it in the kitchen. You know, I don't sleep with my phone. Like, to wake up and the first thing you do is pick up your phone. Oh my God, man. Do people still do that? I don't want to say that in a patronizing way, but I'm just like, that's so bad for you. And I'm saying this because I've done it. I'm not an alien that didn't use your phone. I've done it. I'm just recently coming out of that. But like, to wake up beside your phone and then you're like, oh, the first thing you do in the day is pick up your phone and start looking at other people or social media. Horrible, man. Horrible. Don't fall into the rules that these things are normal or good for you. They are poisonous to you. Killing you. They're killing you. Your brain is just decaying. Waking up first. Don't sleep with your phone. If you need your phone for an alarm, get an alarm clock. Instead of sleeping with your phone, you'll be tempted to watch porn. You'll be tempted to... Should I tell you how I really kick watching porn? Which I'll talk about in a different video. I just don't sleep with my phone anymore. I just don't have my phone on my bed anymore. That's literally like the number one way I stopped watching porn. Literally, I just don't pick my... I'm like, okay, every time I'm on my bed with my phone, that association is like, okay, watch porn time. So what I stopped doing is I'm never on my bed with my phone. I don't even sleep with my phone. My phone is downstairs and I'm upstairs. My mom be getting angry because the alarm be going off sometimes. But like, make it invisible. Put it somewhere else unless you need it. Be in control. Get your screen time down, bro or sis. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. This is a public message by Jesse June. Over and out. No, not over and out yet. Make sure you subscribe, share. If you feel bad, like you were triggered, feel triggered. Feel triggered. Feel triggered. I want you to feel triggered because that's how you enact change. I want to establish it now. I'm not somebody that's going to be giving it to you soft. I'm not a sugar coater. 80%, 99% of the world is going to give it to you soft. I'm not going to give it to you soft. Come here if you want the truth. If you don't want the truth, go somewhere else. I don't care. You know, that's why people don't change, because it's like, oh, maybe you can just... Fam, you're spending hours on hours on your phone. You're wasting your time. You're burning time. And like, what successful person do you think spends hours on your phone that isn't actually using it to be productive? Anyway, I'm out.